When you're flying into Kochi, Kerala, the last few minutes of the descent, when the aircraft slows down, the nose is up, the wing flaps come up, and the aircraft tilts a bit on its side, is a significant part of the Kerala vacation for its sheer visual treat. Millions of coconut palms, canals, lagoons, the beach, narrow meandering roads, and tile-roofed houses as you touch down at what is India's first PPP or Public-Private Partnership Airport. But those were the good old days. Passengers flying into Kochi for more than a week are now not looking at the beautiful sights outside, but checking the AQI or the Air Quality Index. Kochi's massive waste dumping yard at Brahmapuram is on fire since March 2nd, and a haze envelopes the whole city. Sadly, that is not the only smoke that is suffocating Kerala. While toxic fumes from the burning dump yard hangs over the city and is now spreading to neighboring towns, it is important to see that this is not the only smoke that is smothering Kerala. 1. Smoking out businesses. 2 years ago around this time, the headlines in Kerala were about smoking out a leading business house, the Kitex Group. Kitex Garments is the second largest manufacturer of kids wear in the world, but had to face the full might of the Inspector Raj in Kerala, subjected to as many as 11 inspections by different government departments in a single month. So Kitex opted to move a 35 billion rupee project out of its home state Kerala to Telangana. The Economic Times reported then, "Conscience does not permit investment of even 1 rupee in Kerala," Kitex Group chairman. 2 years after being smoked out of Kerala, the Kitex Group is now ready to roll out its Telangana unit in June, employing 28,000 people and an investment of 30 billion rupees. 2. Smoking out students. Ever declining higher education standards and dwindling job opportunities are now smoking Kerala's students and youth out of the state. Writing in the January 21 issue of the Economic and Political Weekly, Justin George and Tom Pius point out that a study by the Center for Development Studies estimated that 1.5 million people were working or attending higher education overseas. The Ministry of External Affairs reports that 30,948 students from Kerala travelled abroad in 2019. However, according to unofficial figures, more than 35,000 students from Kerala go to developed nations every year, and the figure is only rising. It can be observed that 2 out of 3 youngsters in Kerala wish to migrate abroad for a job and related activities. 2 out of 3? Difficult to believe? Last week I asked a class of 52 college students with a near 50-50 gender breakup what they intended to do after college. 45 of the 52 said they were planning to go abroad. Pray, what are the types of smoke that are driving Kerala students out of the state to all parts of the world? Justin George and Tom Pius list them out as: 1. Outdated curricula. 2. Lack of skill formation. 3. Not getting suitable jobs. 4. Inadequate research conditions in higher education institutions. And 5. Institutional cum infrastructural problems in higher education. Ask the students and they'd like to add a few more, like moral policing, peer pressure to migrate, and fill the towns and cities. Which takes us to our point number 3, smoking people out. Kochi, Kerala's commercial capital, and the main landing point for some 1 million plus international tourists every year to Kerala, and called the Queen of the Arabian Sea, has been engulfed in smoke since March 2nd, when the city's garbage dump at Brahmapuram caught fire. The 600,000 odd residents of Kochi now realize that Brahmapuram actually had no waste treatment to speak of, but it was largely a garbage dumping yard. As the garbage heap smolders, local residents are facing serious health issues, and Kochi's image as a medical tourism and IT destination has been dented seriously, and the tourism sector has already taken a big blow. A Taiwan in India Ayurveda Promotion Association team that came to Kerala to attend a responsible tourism summit decided not to stay in Kochi, going by a health advisory. Authorities have asked pregnant women, elderly and small children to avoid exposure to the smoke. How? Don't ask. And the Kerala State Pollution Control Board has slapped an 18 million rupee fine on the Kochi Corporation for not adhering to solid waste management rules. A cruel joke on the people who fund both institutions. A cartoon by Shaji Pambala captures the plight of the citizens. The caption reads, "Children, it's daddy. Just been to Kochi." Jokes aside, no state or province can afford to be so poorly governed as to smoke out its entrepreneurs, students and an entire city. That would be like all wealth of a state going up in smoke. As for local residents, they must realize that non-segregated wastes catching fire and sending poisonous fumes is best avoided by careful segregation and selection of the best leaders at the time of voting. From within the dark fumes in Kochi, let me leave you with a pleasant visual, that of an LKG student, Liam Xavier, who was the only one on his school bus one day last week, with his bus driver, hoping that there would be class that day. But alas, the district collector had shut all schools owing to the smoke. And the two are seen returning with a smile, and Liam flashing a victory sign. His generation must be asking us, how have you messed up our world? This is pure garbage. A few days later, his headmistress's message came. Dear parent, considering the situation in Kochi, especially in and around Kakanad due to the fire breakout in Brahmapuram solid waste treatment plant, which is hazardous for children and adults, the school will be closed till further notice. Regards, headmistress. That virtually signals the end of this academic year. Garbage bringing down the curtains on a school year.